I'm gonna start having a little dialogue because a lot of women are telling me lately, Alisa, I don't have a choice. I have to work hard. Even though I do have a husband, what can I do in the meantime while he's not doing anything? He just wants to stay home and play video games or wants to hang out with his friends and go to the gym. And what can I do? And I always tell my friends, the changes, ladies, always starts with you. And so if you want your man to start working, providing, and to protect you, you gotta start shifting to the feminine energy. And so stop telling yourself that you have no choice. The moment we say to ourselves, I have no choice, you are a victim in life and you lose all your power. My friends, it's not true. We always have a choice. So consider, when you say, I am in charge, I am the person who moves my life in any direction that I want to, and you start doing the affirmation or meditations or start to wake up early in the morning and go for a run, you start to feel that you are in charge of your life and not a husband or parents or boss or work. And so I highly recommend, how much time should a father, mother spend with their children, even if the child is in daycare. We see in United States and in Canada a lot of people who are just followers. The reason why people believe in black box and they're followers, they don't have critical thinking, because the moment you start a daycare, you go to kindergarten, obviously later school, there's so many rigid rules in United States, so many rules. You cannot go there, be quiet, have your hands behind your back. Yes, and some of the Montessori schools, I saw kids walking around like prisoners with hands behind their back. And so if you're a man, if you can afford right now to tell your wife stop working, and I bet you can, maybe you're gonna cut your expenses, maybe you can move in an area where the housing is less expensive, but take your child out of daycare. Nobody gonna love your child the way mom and dad loves. But for now, if your child is there, consider, it's like for you, a woman, go to work for 8 hours, you're exhausted afterwards, you're anxious. Same thing for a child. When they go to daycare, when they go to kindergarten, when they even go to school, they come home exhausted. And so when they come home, you gotta spoil them, you gotta spend as much time with them. But the truth is, how can you spend time when you worked 8 hours? For a man, it's okay, but for a wife, she comes home tired. How can she give now love to her child who was in daycare? She gives very little, because all the love she gave to work, she gave to a boss, to colleagues, to the work to make money. And so that's why woman is not designed to go to work. She needs to be with kids. And I know in the United States and in Canada, it's like a norm to take kids to daycare, to take kids to babysitters and etc. But in my opinion, in everything that I've seen working in a mental health practice, and I owned this practice for 19 and a half years, kids gonna start having a major problems when they're teenagers because they were in daycare, because parents did not give them love. And so if you can, take your kids from a daycare and take your wife away from work so she can be relaxed, so she can be happy. And when she's happy, she gives that happiness and love to your children and then to you. She cannot give love if she goes to work. She comes home empty, exhausted, and stressed. That's why, my dear man, you have to work and you have to provide and protect in order to create the balance in the relationship. Yes, my friends. All right, parents are going through divorce. What should I work on so it doesn't happen in my relationship? Well, parents are dealing with what parents are dealing with. But what you need to focus on is to work on your spiritual journey. You gotta work on growing emotionally, growing physically, because most of the time people are paying attention to their biceps, their six packs, some what they're eating, but this is the 20% of our body. So if we're taking our body, mind, and soul, 20% goes to your physicality and what you're eating and exercise. 30% is to your mind, reading, going to therapy if you have traumas, and 50% goes to your soul. And the only way you can expand in your soul and understand even your soul is by doing spiritual practice. And unfortunately, most of the people, only 1% of the human beings are paying attention to soul. 99% of the people are like slaves. They're just going day by day, work home, and doing the little duties at home. Cooking, cleaning, work, cooking, cleaning, sleeping, watching TV. And this is kind of a modern slavery, my friends. We gotta pay attention to our soul and expand and grow. That's the only way, by the way, you'll be able to detach from work. You'll be able to be the best parent, the best wife, and the best husband. Yes. On February 11th, 2022, I saw my girlfriend died in front of me of cancer. I'm sorry. Yeah, so if you saw your girlfriend died, obviously you need to heal because that's recent. And this is a very traumatic experience. I don't know whether you are still in a state of denial or if you're now grieving and in your state of guilt or anger, because yes, you're gonna go through all 5 stages thinking, maybe I should have done that, maybe I should have done that. And all of those 5 stages of grief you will go through. And so the best thing I would recommend to find a good therapist and help you to grieve and to acknowledge all of your feelings. And also, obviously, start spiritual practice, because if you're gonna do spiritual practice, the therapy gonna be going 5 times faster. Otherwise, you could be in therapy maybe for a year even. It just depends how open you are, how willing you are to grieve through this process, because most of the time men don't feel comfortable going to therapy, and when they go, typically few months later they quit, because it takes time, it takes dedication. But it's also important for you, man, to really talk about your emotions and feelings, because if you don't grieve through it, the next girlfriend you're gonna find, you're just gonna put all of this pain and anger and you're gonna dump it, not consciously, subconsciously, into this girlfriend, and the relationship gonna be bumpy. So take care of yourself. That's really painful. I am sorry that it happened to you. Sister-in-law hates it when I am in my feminine energy. She's so masculine. Masculine women cannot stand feminine women. That's true. First of all, they're jealous. A lot of women are giving me such a hard time sometimes, who are hardworking, independent, career-oriented, success-oriented. And the reason why is because they're jealous. They truly want to be feminine too. They also want to quit job. They also want to be married. They also want to have a harmonious relationship and marriage. And so when your sister-in-law does this, just cut it out and change the topic. If she's continuing being angry or frustrated with you, then just move. Talk to someone who accepts you the way you are. Because for us ladies, if we are friends with people who are jealous, who are toxic, who are angry, who are giving us hard time, who are abusive, our confidence goes down. So that's why as soon as I see some negative comments, people are fighting with me here online or in life, I just cut them out. I just delete, block them, and I get them out. This is my time. I respect myself. And if people are cursing, and by the way, people are cursing right and left in the United States. I am not friends with people who are cursing. I'm not gonna be around people who are getting drunk and throwing up. I'm like, no, I respect myself and my aura and my energy. And so you gotta be adamant. You gotta be so, no, you're not gonna talk to me in a negative way. If people disrespect you, if people don't like you, if people are jealous of you and telling you nasty things, start distancing. And if they continue, cut them off. Don't feel bad blocking people who are really nasty, toxic, and abusive to you, even if they're best friends, even if they're relatives. Yes, my friends, because when you distance, you heal from them. And then 6 months later, a year later, you can start slowly opening the door to see if they're gonna react and act normally. And if they're not, continue keeping distance. Life is too short to be in an abusive, toxic, jealous type of relationship. When you love yourself, you're going to start attracting healthy people, healthy, happy people who are gravitating into growing and not going down. Yes, again, remember, even if they're relatives, keep the distance. My husband ignores me so much. What can I do? 17 years married and 4 children. Because maybe you don't appreciate him. Maybe because you don't take care of yourself. Maybe you're reminding him of his mom, who is constantly controlling and dominating him. Whatever that case is, got a distance even with your husband and start paying attention to you. Start discovering what makes you happy. Obviously, with 4 children, it's hard, but in Morocco, I am sure you have some relatives who can start helping you out. For example, you wake up, I'm sure you're Muslim, you open Quran, you start reading it, you start praying it, then you're going for a walk, or you're meeting your girlfriends 2-3 times a week for a tea or coffee. The moment you start taking care of yourself and stop becoming needy, like you need his attention, and you becoming happy on your own, meeting together with girlfriends, having fun with your relatives, your husband gonna start paying attention. Yeah. Because even a husband doesn't like a needy type of a wife who just like, please give me attention, give me more. No, keep him distance. You're gonna be okay on your own. Our job as a woman, as a human beings, to become whole and complete on our own. If he chooses right now not to give you attention, who knows? Maybe he's too stressed at work. Maybe something else. You don't know. But you don't pay attention to him. You pay attention to you. You become happy on your own, so happy, so blessed that he will change his mind that whatever he is doing with his business, maybe he's busy or he's not happy with whatever reason, he will start gravitating towards you. Yes, my friends, change yourself. That's where the power is.